Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue our discussion about habitats or biomes of the earth.
What are we doing today, Moby? Cool. What are forests? A forest is a type of habitat that has many trees. A lot of other living things grow in forests too, like shrubs and bushes, ferns, flowers, fruit, and fungi. Different kinds of animals live in forests too. There's enough food, water, and shelter here for many animals to survive. There are different types of forests. What are deciduous forests like? Deciduous forests are found in places where the weather changes from season to season. The plants adapt to changes in the weather. During the warm and sunny summer, plants can grow thick and green. In the fall, the weather cools down and most plants grow more slowly. The leaves of many plants change colors and eventually fall off. As winter arrives, the weather gets colder and colder. Many plants stop growing in the winter to save energy, and some die. When the weather gets warmer in the spring, plants grow back. Some plants grow flowers and give off seeds so new plants can grow. Forest animals adapt to the changing seasons in different ways. Brown bears eat a lot of different foods. They change their diets depending on what's around during different seasons. When food is harder to find in the winter, bears tend to stay in their shelters and save energy. Beavers live in and around rivers, and they mostly eat tree bark. They also build their lodges out of trees. During the warmer seasons, beavers collect food in their lodges. They have food all winter long. Many birds, such as ruby-throated hummingbirds, migrate to warmer places during the winter. What are coniferous forests like? Coniferous forests are found in areas where the weather changes from season to season. But they're also found in areas that stay cold for most of the year. Coniferous trees look pretty different from deciduous trees. The leaves of coniferous trees look like long, thin needles. They help the trees save water and protect them from the cold. Coniferous trees also grow cones. Its seeds are protected inside the cones. Unlike deciduous trees, coniferous trees don't lose their needles in winter, and trees stay green all year round. That's why they're called evergreens. Pine trees are a type of conifer. Christmas trees are conifers too. How are forests changing? Trees are natural resources. A lot of things we use every day come from trees. But people have been clearing forests for land and wood. When that happens, living things lose their habitats. It's important to protect habitats and use natural resources wisely. You can reduce, reuse, and recycle, and encourage others to do so too. You can also choose items that are made out of recycled materials. You can even write to government leaders and tell them to help protect our forests. Moby, I think it's time we go back to class now. Uh-oh, if the bear cub is here, then where's its mother? The cheetah sneaks quietly through the grass. She stalks her prey, waiting for the perfect time to pounce. Gotcha, Moby. Did you know that a cheetah's spots help it hide in its grassland habitat? It's camouflage. What are grasslands? A grassland is a large open area of land that is covered in grasses and low plants. Grasslands don't get a lot of rain during the year like forests do, so it's hard for trees to grow. But there's enough water for grasses, bushes, and shrubs. Grasses have long, thin leaves, and some can grow really, really tall. Elephants can even hide in them. Grasses are some of the toughest plants on Earth. Their roots can grow very deep into the soil to find water. This helps them survive droughts, which are long periods of time when there's very little rain. During the year, grasslands can get hot, dry, and windy. Fires happen pretty often, and they can spread easily. Fires can be dangerous, but they can be helpful too. They burn dead plants and bring nutrients into the soil. Grasses grow back quickly because their roots stay safe deep underground. This allows animals to come back to the area. Grasses provide food for a ton of animals, and other animals rely on those animals for food. Grasses are an important part of the food web, which shows how living things get energy from other living things. Grasslands are on every continent except for Antarctica. The ones in North America look pretty different from the ones in Africa, and that's because the climates are different. Climate is the weather of an area over a long period of time. What are grasslands like in North America? The grasslands here are called prairies. They stretch across the middle of the United States and into parts of Canada and Mexico. Much of the Great Plains is covered by prairies. Prairies are habitats for a ton of wildlife, including coyotes, hawks, badgers, and snakes. Bison travel long distances looking for grasses to graze or eat. Pronghorns also travel in herds and graze. They're one of the fastest animals in the world. Prairies are also important habitats for birds. Birds like sparrows, meadowlarks, and warblers migrate across North America. They hunt for insects and rest in prairies during their long journeys. The grasslands in Africa look really different from the ones here. What are grasslands like in Africa? Grasslands cover about half of Africa. That's a lot of land. The grasslands are in areas with a tropical climate, which means it's warm all year. Tropical grasslands are called savannas. Zebras, gazelles, and wildebeest all graze on the savanna. During the rainy season, the savanna can get flooded. Most plants would die or wash away, but grasses are able to survive because of their deep roots. This means animals that rely on the grasses can survive too. Every year, over 2 million animals migrate long distances to find new grass. Plants and animals are adapted to life here. For example, dik-diks use camouflage to hide in the grass and stay safe from predators. The bee-eater flies near large animals so it can snatch insects that fly up as the animals walk through the grass. trees do grow in the African savanna, like the acacia tree. It's covered in thorns to protect itself from animals. But the giraffe uses its long tongue to eat the leaves and avoid getting stuck. You're right, Moby. These animals are incredible. But many of them are in trouble. How are grasslands changing? Grasslands are open and have rich soil, so they're good land for farming and raising cattle. People build on the land too. This means animals lose their habitats. The loss of grasslands mean that birds and butterflies have fewer places to stop along their migrations. In some areas, cattle are overgrazing, and new grasses can no longer grow. This means it's harder for animals to find food. Today, many grassland animals are endangered, which means fewer of them are left on the planet. But people are working hard to save them. Governments are setting laws to conserve or save habitats. Scientists are finding ways to save endangered animals and help get their numbers up in the wild. We can save habitats just by learning about them and understanding our planet. Ah!
Now, boys and girls, we're going to discuss some key vocabulary words in regards to rainforests. So let's look at our first word. Biodiversity. It is the amount of different plant and animal species in a given habitat. Canopy. A layer of a forest where leafy treetops meet to form a roof-like cover. Climate. The usual weather of a certain area. Deforestation. The removal of all trees in a given area. Ecosystem. A group of all organisms and their environment. Emergent layer. The uppermost layer of a forest where the tallest trees extend above the rest. Forest floor. The bottom layer of a forest made up of mostly soil and debris. Species. A specific group of plants or animals that have some things in common. Tropical rainforest, a type of forest found close to the equator, known for its tall trees and high annual rainfall. Understory, a layer of a forest beneath the canopy, where shrubs, plants, and other types of vegetation grow. Now, boys and girls, I want you to choose the word that you do not know. You're going to write the word, draw a picture about the word, write the definition, and then we have the wild card. You may have your choice to write the part of speech or the number of syllables. All right, boys and girls, this is what we call a word map, vocabulary word map, and it's also called the Frayer model. So when I say those terms, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Boys and girls, we use this tool to build your vocabulary and to give you practice with the vocabulary, its definitions and meaning, and the etymology of the word. So here, let's say, for example, I'm going to choose the word emergent layer. So in the box, I will write emergent layer. I'm going to draw a picture of it. I'm going to write the definition in my own words. I'm going to use it in a sentence. And here's my wild card. I could give it a synonym or an antonym the part of speech, the number of syllables, the etymology or origin of the word, or anything interesting you find out about the history of the word. Boys and girls, it's very important to have a vast vocabulary. You will be tested on your vocabulary on SAT, ACT, GRE exams, and in order to be successful on assessments and exams as you get older and decide what type of career you want to have and where you plan to spend the rest of your future and what college you want to matriculate into, you must have effective writing skills and a handle on the English language, particularly vocabulary. So boys and girls, I'm gonna give you a few moments to complete this. You may email it to me or submit it through Google Classroom. So boys and girls, as I stated before, I chose the word emergent layer. So I will write this in the center of my word map. This is the definition in black, the uppermost layer of a forest where the tallest trees extend above the rest. You can type the word in Google. You can look up Webster's Dictionary or dict.com. And then here's an example of a sentence. As the helicopter flew over the Amazon rainforest, the tall trees of the emergent layer seemed close enough to touch. So there's my word, my definition, my sentence. Now here's an example of a picture you can draw. And then I have my wild card, the noun. It's a noun, or I could do number of syllables. Layer. I could put the number of syllables for the word. So boys and girls, utilize this tool to strengthen your vocabulary. The more you read, the more you know. The more you know, the more you grow.
My name's Professor Nimbus. You must be my next assistant. Allow me to tell you about the destination of our expedition. The tropical rainforest. Ever heard of them before? Close to the equator, so each day of the year is wet and warm. And they can range from 70 inches to 30 feet of annual rain. Well, obviously, that's in the name, and the air is so moist even after it rains. But the rainforest contain more than just muggy and warm air. In total, there are 4 layers, so let's go and explore there. Up top's the emergent layer. It has the most massive trees. Below that is the canopy where the leafy tree tops and the branches meet. It's the roof that blocks the sun from the next two. Has more animals than the rest do, including birds and flying squirrels and monkeys, uncles and nephews. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put some snakes up in it with the frogs and insects in the understory layer hissing. The understory is a layer where you can go if you're trying to make a smaller tree, flower, or plant grow. At last we're on the forest floor, the last part of this smorgasbord of a flora and a fauna. In this organic sauna, there's everything from fungi to a fungi, because the forest floor lacks good soil and sunlight. But as far as animals go, it's just incredible here. Gorillas, leopards, and deer. Now could you imagine just what would happen if all this up and disappeared? I mean, these creatures? Me either.
What do you know about the tropical rainforest and all that it made for us? It can feed us, keep us healthy, even helps us breathe in peace. What do you know about the tropical rainforest and all that it made for us? It can feed us, keep us healthy, even helps us breathe in peace.
Now the rainforest rainforest terrain's only 6% of the planet, dude, but it's a habitat for half the planet's plants and animals. That is an amount that you couldn't match, even if you counted through 1,000 zoos. Wow, that's huge. Wow, that's huge. And if we lose them, it's quite a science emergency that endangers the rainforest biodiversity. Biodiversity is a term that we use to describe the mix of different species a habitat has inside. And that's exactly what keeps this ecosystem strong. To understand why, you might just need to listen on. By now you learned about the tropical rainforest, but do you really know all of the things that it's made for us? Their trees keep 1/5 of our oxygen pouring in, and there's a large amount of carbon that they store within. On top of that, they helped us create more than Edison. We use their plants for coffee, chocolate, and important medicine. But some humans have been doing something called deforestation. They cut down and they clear out the rainforest till it's vacant, and use the space for farms and roads. Oh, the trees, they harvest those. If you think that's bad, then wait till you hear where all the carbon goes. But first we must realize, because the rainforests are shrinking, it brings the plants and animals closer toward their extinction. Less oxygen is released and less carbon is caught by the trees that get chopped, die, and release carbon dioxide. That's one of the reasons for the changes in the climate. What if we lose the cure for cancer because rainforests are dying? And even though there are many environmental laws and groups of activists who rise up fighting for the cause, the rainforest needs anyone who can protect it, because everyone's connected. Respect it.
What do you know about the tropical rainforest and all that it made for us? It can feed us, keep us healthy, even helps us breathe in peace. What do you know about the tropical rainforest and all that it made for us? It can feed us, keep us healthy, even helps us breathe in peace.
Now, boys and girls, we're going to read a book entitled, What Can Live in a Grassland? Take a few moments and type in your chat or in your inbox and tell me, what is your answer to this question? What can live in a grassland? A grassland is a habitat. It is where plants and animals live. Animals have special adaptations. These help them live in a grassland. Bison have flat teeth for eating grass. Their thick coats help keep them warm during winter. Zebras have striped coats. Lions hunt zebras, but they can't see stripes. The stripes make zebras hard to find. Ostriches have long legs for running. They use their claws to defend themselves. That's the closest I've seen the ostrich's claw. It's kind of scary, isn't it, boys and girls? Giraffes' long necks help them reach food. Termites build mud homes to stay cool. Elephants have long trunks. They use their trunks to pull up grass. Brown coats make lions hard to see in dry grass. What other adaptations help animals live in a grassland? Badger adaptations. Badgers hunt mostly at night. They use sharp teeth to eat small animals. Badgers use long, strong claws to dig holes in the earth. This is where the badger sleeps. Mother badgers also build nests for their babies in the hole. You see his teeth here and the claws here, boys and girls. Some fun facts. Prairie dogs have sharp front teeth for chewing grasses. They use claws to dig tunnels. Ground squirrels have striped coats that help them hide in dry grass. Cheetahs have long, powerful legs. They run fast to catch other animals that they will eat. The wings and good eyesight of vultures help keep help them find food as they fly over grasslands. Naked mole rats use large front teeth to dig tunnels. Golden eagles have sharp hooked bills for eating small animals. Kangaroos can jump long distances using their powerful back legs. The rhinoceros has a large horn on its nose. This horn helps it fight against hunters. What is an adaptation? Things that help a plant or animal live in a specific habitat. Claws, the sharp points found on the hands and toes of animals. Coats, they are layers of fur. Habitat, where a plant or animal lives. So boys and girls, again, I want you to use your word map. Choose a word that you do not know. Write the word, draw a picture, wild card, and write the definition. So boys and girls, here's our word map again. I can write the word adaptations here, or any word that you choose, the definition. This is the wild card, the synonyms. Use it in a sentence, and then draw a picture of it and submit it to me through Google Classroom or Canva. Or you may send it to me in an email. I will give you a few moments to work on this, and then we'll go on to the next part of our lesson. Now, boys and girls, remember the last time we talked about biomes and habitats. We talked about the desert and also oceans. So I want to focus on an animal that is located in the ocean, and it is called a clownfish. So boys and girls, listen very carefully as the author narrates this story to you. And think about all the interesting things that you did not know about this animal and type it in the chat box.
Clownfish by Ryan Nagelhout. A clownfish has 3 stripes. It is often orange. It can live up to 10 years. There are over 27 kinds. It lives in the sea. It likes to live in warm water. It swims at the sea floor. It swims around a reef. This is its home. Its bright colors can bring danger. It stays near helpful animals to live. These are called anemones. They work with each other to get food.
Ecosystems and How They Work by Julie K. Lundgren. Ecosystem, E-co-sys-tum, a unit of nature that includes all the relationships between plants, animals, and the place they live. A network of life. Living and non-living matter in an area form an ecosystem. Ecosystems contain water, air, minerals, plants, and animals. Desert ecosystem. Water, air, minerals, plants, animals. The sun provides energy to ecosystems. Different ecosystems have different conditions. To survive, each living thing has to have what it needs. Sea lions hunt for fish in a kelp forest ecosystem. Energy and matter move. Plants make food using water, minerals, air, and the sun's energy through photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Minerals. Water absorbed through soil. Carbon dioxide absorbed from air. Energy from sunlight. Oxygen released into air. Glucose used by plant as food. Plants or producers form the main part of ecosystems. Animals are consumers. They eat to get energy. Herbivores eat plants. Herbivores may have body parts that help them eat certain plants. Herbivores eat a lot to get the energy they need. Special teeth chew and grind tough plants. Carnivores eat other animals. Unlike plants, prey, run, or fight. Hunting takes a lot of energy. A cheetah, a carnivore, chases its prey, an African impala. Animals use non-living things in their ecosystem too, like water and shelter. A spotted owlet finds shelter in the forest ecosystem. Decomposers recycle an ecosystem's leftovers. They break down animal and plant waste. Fungi and worms are decomposers. Energy and matter move through food webs. Solar energy, nutrients, carbon dioxide. Carnivores, consumers. Herbivores, consumers. Plants, producers. Bacteria, organic matter. Fungi, nutrients released. Producers, herbivores, carnivores, and decomposers form a food web. Balance and change. Plants and animals in a healthy ecosystem support and balance each other year after year. Small changes do not usually hurt a healthy ecosystem, like this wetland. Big changes or many changes can upset the balance. Changes can be natural or caused by humans. Severe weather can have a long-term effect on ecosystems. Dry weather patterns can change ecosystems. Human need for wood, fuel, food, and land must be in balance with the ecosystem for it to survive. Help by cleaning trash and other unwanted items. A red fox finds water outside its natural ecosystem. Protect healthy ecosystems. We are part of them too, and we need them to survive. Climate change, growing cities, and increased mining and industry affect Earth's ecosystems and us. Protect our planet. Reuse and recycle. Fix leaky faucets. Turn off lights when you leave a room. Eat foods grown or raised locally. Walk, bike, or bus. What did you learn about ecosystems? 1. Name some producers and consumers. 2. Can you describe a food web for the things you ate today? 3. How can you take action to protect healthy ecosystems? Glossary. Ecosystem. Ecosystem. A unit of nature that includes all the relationships between plants, animals, and the place they live. Food web. Food web. In an ecosystem, all of the links between living things based on what they eat. Matter. Matter. In an ecosystem, all living and non-living things. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. The process by which green plants transform the sun's energy into food. Producers. Producers. Plants that perform photosynthesis. Survive. Survive. Continue to live in spite of dangers.
Now, boys and girls in my class, we will use a variety of digital tools to help you learn and to help you grow. This is an online journal here called Penzu. And you can create a free account. You can put new entry. You can see my past entries. Here, I wrote this in 2014. My students read a book called Sarah Plain and Tall. An excerpt for Sarah Plain and Tall. I wiped my hands on my apron and went to the window. Outside the prairie, reached out and touched the places where the sky came from. Now, boys and girls, not only can you type, but you can also, well, that's the share, print, and export button. You can insert images. You can upload photos, or you can put the image a URL. They also have writing prompts for you. They can give you a time capsule, something you can send to yourself in the future. You can change your text formatting. Also, let me go back to, you can change your theme if you so desire. Right now it's springtime. You see the flowers here, or you could change it to a meadow, architecture, or you could just put it on the default. They have deep blue. Looks like the ocean. I think I'm gonna go with springtime. Now, boys and girls, what we're going to do, we're going to do a new entry. And I want you to think about the different types of biomes or habitats around the world. I'm going to type my title here. Boys and girls, on a separate sheet of paper, you can brainstorm. And boys and girls, you may want to refer back to some of your notes. You may also use Google. And it does automatically save your writing. And I also want to, and I'm going to add, I'm just showing you an example of what you can do. I'm going to upload a photo. Let's see here. Add photo. I think I like this one. Let's see here. All right, so boys and girls, let me choose one of my photos here. I started typing my paragraph. I've inserted a picture. Let's see if I can insert another one. Oh, it won't let me do it. Okay. Let's see if I put it on the side here. Oh, okay, now I can do two. So boys and girls, you have to make sure you move your cursor to another spot to add on different pictures. So boys and girls, I titled mine Biomes of the Earth. Our world has many exciting and interesting biomes. The biomes of the earth are as follows: grasslands, forests, rainforests, tundra, and the taiga. Within these biomes are different ecosystems and habitats. One interesting ecosystem is found in the ocean. There are three main oceans on Earth: the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Many types of animals exist in the ocean. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to stop there. And here you have, I inserted a picture of the map of the world showing the different biomes of the Earth, and you can write an explanation of what each color means. Here you have North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. These are the continents of the world. And then I also picked a picture of dolphins, which are a main animal in the ocean. And you can insert as many pictures as you like, as long as you're writing me a good paragraph, which is at least 5 sentences or more, with correct spelling, grammar, punctuation, capitalize the first letter of every sentence, use the proper verb tense, and also stick to the topic. Now, I just did this as an example. I'm going to click share. And of course, you can get a public link, but we're going to do private email. put my email. And I don't know if you can do more than one. I want to try more than one. I don't know. You can also type me a message, put send email. And whoever you send it to must have a Penzu account. And I can also create a public link, generate public link. And so I'm going to copy the link. And now you can share it with anyone, with everyone and anyone. So boys and girls, that's what I want you to do now. You're going to work in your Penzu, writing about one of the biomes of the earth, ecosystem habitats. You're going to share with me a public link. And I hope you enjoy working in Penzu. It's something different. We must spread our horizon. So we're going to continue with our lesson in just a few minutes.